The electric SUV wars are heating up, and Chevrolet is right in the thick of it. The Equinox EV carries the torch of one of America's most recognizable nameplates, now fully electrified. But is it truly ready to compete? Let's break down 5 reasons to love it and 5 reasons to think twice. Let's start with the big one, range anxiety. It's the #1 concern for EV buyers, and the Equinox EV goes a long way toward killing it. Front-wheel drive versions deliver an EPA estimated range of up to 326 miles, with ratings of 117 miles per gallon gasoline equivalent city, 99 miles per gallon gasoline equivalent highway, and 108 miles per gallon gasoline equivalent combined. The all-wheel drive configuration delivers around 307 miles of range. For daily commuters, you could go nearly 2 weeks without plugging in, depending on your drive. In the compact EV crossover space, that's competitive, especially at this price point. Chevy made range a focus with this vehicle, and it pays off. Electric vehicles have long carried a premium price tag, putting them out of reach for many buyers. The Equinox EV is one of the most direct challenges to that narrative. Without any major changes expected for 2027, pricing should remain in line with the current model, which ranges from approximately $36,795 to $49,195. That's a meaningful spread, making entry more accessible. Factor in tax credits and incentives, and the price drops further. For a vehicle with this range, tech, and interior quality, it's a strong value proposition. Step inside the Equinox EV and you'll find a tech-forward cabin that punches well above its price class. Standard features include an 11.3-inch central display, an 11-inch digital instrument cluster, a Wi-Fi hotspot, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Google built-in compatibility, and satellite radio. On the safety side, the Equinox EV includes rear parking sensors, forward and reverse automatic emergency braking, collision warning, lane keeping assist, intersection assist, pedestrian and cyclist detection, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, automatic high beam assist, and lane departure warning as standard. That's an extensive standard safety suite for this price. Super Cruise, GM's hands-free driver assistance for over 400,000 miles of North American roads, is available as an upgrade. Such tech usually belongs to luxury vehicles, not a mid-$30,000 crossover. The Equinox EV doesn't just nail the tech, the cabin itself is genuinely pleasant to spend time in. Premium comfort features include a heated steering wheel, heated front and outboard rear seats, and even a heated windshield. RS trim levels include a race-inspired flat-bottom steering wheel, along with bold interior color options like black with red accents or adrenaline red. Cargo capacity reaches up to 57.2 cubic feet, giving families and adventurers plenty of room to work with. The overall interior design is clean and modern, with angular dashboard and large integrated displays that feel deliberate rather than thrown together. Chevy has clearly invested in making this feel like a premium space, and it largely succeeds. Ride quality is smooth and noise isolation is excellent, something electric powertrains naturally help with. Charging infrastructure remains one of the biggest practical hurdles for EV adoption, and the Equinox EV handles it better than most in its class. The Equinox EV is equipped with an 85 kilowatt-hour battery pack capable of 150 kilowatts public DC fast charging. It can add up to 84 miles of range in just 10 minutes and charge from 10% to 80% in approximately 42 minutes. Add to that regen on demand and one-pedal driving features, plus cabin preconditioning that draws energy from the power source while plugged in rather than depleting the battery, and you've got a vehicle that's engineered with real-world EV ownership in mind. For most buyers charging at home overnight, the daily experience will be seamless. Here's a quirk that will bother some buyers more than others. There is no front trunk. No frunk. No front cargo space is available as the hood houses propulsion and electronic systems. Cargo capacity is rated at 57.2 cubic feet, which is nearly 7 cubic feet less than the gas-powered Equinox due to the EV's sleeker exterior design. That's a real trade-off. Competitors like the Ford Mustang Mach-E and even some base Tesla Model Y configurations offer frunk storage. If you're coming from a gas Equinox expecting the same utility, you'll notice the difference. It's not a deal-breaker for most, but it's worth knowing going in. The Equinox EV charges adequately, but not impressively. Its 150 kilowatt DC fast charging ceiling is becoming a liability as competitors push higher. Rivals like the Hyundai Ioniq 6 charge at up to 350 kilowatts, and even the Kia EV6 tops out at 240 kilowatts. At 150 kilowatts, longer road trips will mean longer charging stops. And while the Equinox EV still uses the CCS connector standard, competitors and newer GM vehicles are moving toward NACS, the North American Charging Standard, which provides access to the Tesla supercharger network. Until Chevy makes that switch on the Equinox EV, long-distance drivers may find the charging experience slightly more limiting than the competition. Let's be honest about what the Equinox EV is in the product cycle. A report from Automotive News claims the compact electric SUV could be updated in 2028. With that update set to arrive in the near future, the 2027 Chevrolet Equinox EV is expected to be a carryover model without any major changes. For buyers who like being on the leading edge, this is a tough pill. If you're buying a 2027, you're essentially buying a 2024 design. That's not unusual in the auto industry, but in a fast-moving EV market, 2 or 3 years of stagnation can feel more significant. If you can wait, the 2028 refresh may be worth it. This one catches people off guard. Despite being a tech-forward vehicle, the Equinox EV handles smartphone integration differently than almost every other vehicle on the market. The car does not come equipped with traditional Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Instead, it uses Google's built-in compatibility, which integrates infotainment through a native Google experience. For Android users, this might actually feel like an upgrade, but for iPhone users who rely on CarPlay daily, the transition can feel frustrating. You lose certain familiar features and the seamless connection many drivers have come to expect. It's a bold bet by GM on Google's ecosystem, one that not every buyer will appreciate. Finally, while the Equinox EV excels in practicality and tech, it doesn't exactly thrill behind the wheel. The Equinox is considered dull to drive and lacks the substance of more compelling rivals. The steering feels light and disconnected, and while the powertrain is perfectly competent, delivering 220 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque in front-wheel drive trim, or up to 300 horsepower and 355 pound-feet in all-wheel drive, it doesn't inspire the same excitement you get from a Model Y or an Ioniq 5. If driving engagement matters to you, this probably isn't your EV.